Honorable Member, even within the National Assembly, we saw the National Assembly internal elections of June 9, 2015, which saw the new Senate President and the new Speaker of the House emerge. There was a coalition between the APC and the PDP in that situation. Now, if that can happen within the National Assembly, is it not possible that with the 2019 general elections, regardless of whatever party these legislators will emerge from, both House and Senate, that they could agree amongst themselves on who they will throw their grassroots support to in the presidential election, in the bid that whoever is elected in their favor would be a better partner in terms of forwarding whatever agenda legislators would have? Is that not an issue that Nigerians would be concerned about?
Then, you see, I'm quoting the former U.S. president, I think it is Hans Howard, which says politics is a business of everybody, every citizen that wants to contribute to nation building. You see, it's, though you call it a part-time business, but it's a kind of all. Where you don't participate, then you allow those who participate to choose and dictate. Sir, with due apology to Nigerians, you are a professor, you are whatever. I have been an advocate that people should all hands must be on deck so that we can improve and make the lot better. You see, this issue of allowing only the national legislators to dictate the flow of a political party, how many are they? Take them all 360 members, assuming that they have been elected on one platform. How can they influence the other 70, 60 million voters if you really participate? So you see, sir, being elected, that doesn't mean that I have an influence. Rather, my own mandate was given by the people. It can be taken back. There are constitutional processes to recall me if I did otherwise. But in a situation in Nigeria, sorry sir, you see, when you've been elected, you become the godfather. You dictate. Such kind of norms need to be really depleted.
Honorable Member, my colleague asked you a question earlier in the program about this idea. Why was this amendment now taking place within the year of the election? And the question I want to ask you on the back of that is, if this amendment goes through after harmonization as it is, and INEC is essentially given this amendment, they have no time, essentially, to go through any kind of litigative process that would essentially get a clarification. So they must take it for the 2019 election. So, sir, I want to ask you whether there was any deliberation behind the decision to essentially delay the process until this year, when it could have been handled within 3 years prior.
It wasn't deliberate, sir. You know, I told you we have to allow all the court processes based on the existing law to take a significant to reach a significant conclusion so that you can draw what went wrong and where you need to improve. Having done that, that is what causes the delay. We are just beginning 2018. We have about a year to even the national election. So what we did at this point in time is really to develop the system. One, I had the National Commissioner, I think Solomon Teshoibi, a question was asked to him whether they will obey or not. You see, their own is only to supervise election and to work with the law given to them. They have no right, no locus standi, if a law has been passed and given to them to act to challenge the law. I think he answered that one aptly. So the issue of INEC there, they have to be proactive. These are sequences being put in place. Today, being the 31st of January, the Harmonization Committee of Reps and Senate are sitting today to come out with an harmonized version of the amended sections, so that will be now returned back to the chambers and then be passed, then sent for Mr. President Essen. INEC should be proactive. They have to be conversant in tandem. After all, this proposal was provided by the committee of INEC. So they must be working in tandem with them. So what I'm trying to say, they should be proactive, so that whatever thing they are perceiving and envisaging, they should work towards it so that they will come in tandem.
Will the proposal, I mean, with the law, if it is finally amended, will it affect the timetable that INEC has already issued for the 2019 elections?
Well, I don't know what will come out of the harmonization, but our own chamber has already passed and adopted a change in the sequences, date inconsequential. But even there, regarding the date, there are two things. The arrangement is to start the National Assembly, then gubernatorial, coming down the presidential election last. That
so
order, no, excuse me, ma, the order is there. Then the issue of date, what we propose and passed is that we said all elections should be conducted earliest 90 days, latest 60 days.
No,
so we give a, we didn't give a kind of a
question.
date.
My question is not about dates.
Good.
The question is, are you hoping to see the amendments that you pass in this current, amendment process implemented by INEC for the 2019 elections?
Definitely, that is why we embark upon it, to improve the 2019 elections.
All of them? The reason I ask this is because INEC already released a timetable. Recall that sometime last year, the INEC chairman had said that, he had released the election timetable and also said that, the elections will now hold on the third Saturday. The first elections will hold on the third Saturday of every February. And then subsequently, whatever elections will hold 2 weeks after that. Are you going to be saying that since, in spite of the fact that INEC already came up with a timetable before the passing of this law, it would have to take this new law into cognizance?
You see, well, yes. And the reason is that the issue of dates are all subjective. They are not kind of something that are a kind of a rudiment kind of thing. Prior to my coming in, the previous timetables were displayed right from about 5-6 years back, right from 2003, even 1999, 2003, you can see the date are varied. There are occasions where election even took place in April. Even so, what we are trying to say in essence is that even the 2015 election, a date was put for February. Suddenly, about 6 weeks were added due to problems inherent at that time. They gave reason for insecurity and whatever, and inadequate preparation. So what we are trying to say is that if a law comes and gives you a time limit, earliest 90 days before an election, INEC must have concluded submission of, all parties must have concluded, latest 6 days. So it's left for INEC as long as they can work within the ambit of the law. So that is subjective.
You say you're working with INEC's proposal. Did INEC also propose this particular
I didn't say INEC proposal, but the INEC committee of the House. So invariably, since they are oversighting INEC, they must have interfaced with them before they came up with this proposal. That's what I'm saying. It's an assumption. But I believe if I have, now I'm chairing Federal Road Safety Commission, if I have to propose some amendment to their law, I have to interface with them.